So I did the same painting using 3 different mediums: watercolor, gouache, and acrylic. Can you tell the difference? Let's see which is which, and I'll tell you how it all went. My name is Sez, and this is SezCreate. So the first painting I did was using watercolor. Now, some of these shots, I know they're mega close because I actually filmed it for a vertical shorts video, which you're welcome to watch later on if you like. I hadn't done watercolor painting since high school, so that was like 5 years ago. Jokes, no. But I was so surprised how much I enjoyed it. And actually trying to strike a balance in water content on the brush and on the paper, it's a learning curve for sure, but I enjoyed it so much. Here's a reenactment of the process with a wider view for those of you who'd want to see what the whole picture would look like. Also, here are the watercolors I used. They were given to me ages ago. I know, impressive, but hey, use what you've got, right? And obviously I'm just a learner, so it doesn't matter. So moving on, the next one I did was with gouache. So yes, I did change the format to a horizontal view, and I kind of regret that actually because I felt like I struggled to stretch the composition of the painting. Like there was too much empty space because I was trying to achieve the same thing I had done in the watercolor. Also, I decided a while ago that I would never paint a full gouache landscape again because I didn't like it. But nonetheless, here I am, and I'm sure I'll do another one in the future. I was using my HIMI Gouache palette, which I love. I really love these paints. I got them not so long ago, so yes, gouache is also new to me. So clearly, the whole experience of using gouache and watercolor is quite different. Gouache is more thick and grippy, if that's the right word. I find it's a bit hard to blend, and I've learned you should always blend your gouache on the palette, not the painting. I also find that I might be layering too much and things start to look a bit muddy, but that's on me. But I love the overall feel of gouache, and I love how opaque and matte it is. It's just really unique, and it almost feels vintage to me for some reason. I literally have no idea why, but it just does. Lastly, I used my old love acrylic. I've always enjoyed using acrylic paint. In fact, it's what I've always used until recently. I felt at home with the acrylic because I like how it blends, and I feel like I can be a bit more free with where I do my blending. So sometimes on the palette, sometimes on the painting. Again, I did struggle with the overall look of the painting because I was trying to achieve that watercolor look, and that's just not going to happen. But I wanted to try for the sake of the video. I love acrylic because it's quite forgiving and it dries so fast. The only thing I found annoying is I think some of the paints that I was using here, the Artist Loft tubes, that they were not blending as nice as some of the other ones. So here's a look at some of the paints that I have. I have a mix of Winsor & Newton and Liquitex, which is my favorite. But yes, those are the ones that I was working with. So let's get to my overall thoughts after you hit the like button if you're enjoying this video. So first of all, I really loved this little project. It's so interesting not only to see the difference in the mediums and how they look on the paper, but also just how I felt working with them and testing out my comfort zone and even my abilities. My favorite painting still is my watercolor painting. I just feel like the colors on the hill are so unique and blended in a way that's just very special to watercolor. And it's funny though, because I was just limited in my palette. I only had those colors, so that's why I used them, but it just turned out so interesting. I still love looking at the other 2 paintings though. It's like I want to stare at them and study them. And while of course ignoring the parts that are maybe a little bit blah, definitely the gouache has some more poppy colors, so that's nice, but I did feel more at ease with the acrylic, as I mentioned before. In all honesty, this has not turned me off any of these mediums. In fact, it makes me just want to improve and work with them more. Maybe I'll do more experiments like this, so be sure to let me know in the comments if you want to see more. And also, what did you think of these paintings? Consider subscribing because I have more things to share with you. Bye!